So when Hurricane Katrina hit in 2005, and I was relocated and defined as a refugee X, right? I had to make sure that when I was planted or wherever I was planted, that I held strong to who I was. And that was in being a New Orleanian, right? That's what I brought to Dallas with me. That's the thing that continued my resilience. That's the thing that got me up in the morning and reminded me that, you know what? Regardless of where you are, the rhythms in you and the ancestors will carry you. They brought you this far and they will not leave you behind. And that's how my New Orleans second line aesthetic was created.
We got hit by a Hurricane Maria, 3 years ago, as same as New Orleans that got hit by Hurricane Katrina. And every time that you got hit with something like that, everything changes. And us as artists, we were trying to figure out what can we do to help our community in those times of crisis. We took our puppets, we took our workshops, and we went to shelters where people were staying.
COVID.
An update on COVID-19 in Florida. We just learned that 4 students at the University of Florida have tested positive.
The University of Florida is pausing football due to COVID-19. The Gators tweeted it is out of an abundance of caution.
Faculty, staff, students, and friends, the COVID-19 pandemic has turned all of our lives upside down.
And so, but this is going to be an experiment between the both of us. This is not about me choreographing. This is about us having a conversation and us understanding what the theme as it relates to disaster on the body, like what is that for us? You know, because we've all of us that are on the screen right now, we have experienced disaster in our lives, right? And it's something about disaster that it hits your brain first because you're thinking about, wow, I can't believe this has happened, right? So it's a thought. It starts off as a thought. And then that thought manifests and it lingers. Because then you're like, okay, so what am I going to do with this? And how she's going to handle this? And how is he going to deal with this? Then that thought manifests in our blood streams. It manifests through our muscles and tissues, that thought, and it becomes a stress. All of us have been there. We've all experienced loss to some degree. So disaster is not the actual event. Disaster is about those that it affects. Because a disaster can happen, but it's about the people that are affected by disaster.
Yeah. So like I kind of just wanted to like kind of encapsulate like everything, just the idea of absence. So like I just did like the person and there's like nothing around, and like for me like the scribble and like the sketch nature of it, because like it's so busy at the same time while being so empty, like the piece, I don't know, for me like it represents like how like even though like you're surrounded by so many things, like look at us, like I wrote my thing about like absence of like human connection, even though like, oh, I see all you like all these people, like I'm in Zoom classes with 200 people, like stuff like that. It's like I don't feel real human connection. That was what my thing was, but like I feel like this sort of theme of like emptiness in the midst of like so much chaos, like there's so many things around you, but you feel like it's absence in that. So that's what I tried to capture.
Thank you. Yari was talking a little bit about that we spent 1 year without working together as a group. We got together for the first time this couple of days, talking a little bit about the lack of human connections, the absence of it.
¿Qué te provoca la palabra ausencia en este contexto?
Hace un año, pues no nos veíamos y que podamos estar aquí juntos y juntas viéndonos pone como un algodón a una herida.
Did you guys journal last night? Did you journal? Yes? Do you remember what you journaled, anything that you journaled? Do you remember?
So I have two affirmations I tell myself every day, and the first one is I radiate love and others reflect love back to me. Okay. And the other one is I forgive myself, everything that I know is within myself. Thank you.
Okay, can you hold on to the one, I forgive myself?
Yes. I got you.
Can you hold on to that one? Okay, next. Y'all, it makes so much sense. Like it makes sense to my spirit just watching you, right? Woo! We made it through another day, y'all. Woo!
Birds singing far away is what I'm afraid of. Come close, come close. Bring your beauty to me. Why are they far away? Am I not good enough? I want to hear, to feel, to dance. Let me enjoy the sounds. All different kinds of birds, but all different kinds of birds, but none are close to me. so far, so far away. Should I run to them? Will they stay there? Or will they go away? I am scared of what may happen.
And in this travel, in this way, we to visit the communities in the island, we start trying to film the people telling us why the arts can be important, you know. But for us, we are very clear that the arts are important and really transform our reality. But we want to know if for the other communities is the same, if it's useful that we spend our time going there and playing, sharing with them what we do, what we are.
Es un artículo de primera necesidad. Lo que ustedes hacen es un artículo de primera necesidad porque ustedes saben lo que ustedes están haciendo, están levantándole el alma a un espíritu que está caído. Así que la persona que llegue con arte a dar un poco de sí para levantar una sonrisa, para llenar de inspiración a los demás, no me venga a decir que no es una cosa de primera necesidad.
And I think I gained so much more by the end of this process than I could have ever imagined. And so, yeah, I think dance could definitely be a form of recovery, and no matter how much preparedness, you know, like we can have towards something. I think keeping that notebook with me every day and writing the diary every night, at first, I usually do that, but that first night when I wrote and I talked to my mom on the phone, I was like, she was like, oh, so how did it go? And I'm like, oh, I mean, it went good, you know. It was a rehearsal, you know, it was great, you know, we'll see how tomorrow. And the next day I woke up and it was like this internal feeling inside, like I couldn't explain it to anyone, but I called my mom the next morning before going into the next rehearsal, and I was like, I feel alive, like I feel awake and alive and so thankful, like. And I think every day from that moment forward, I was just like, you know, I'm thankful for another day.
One of the modules is titled Puerto Ricans, Citizens Yet Foreigners, a unit where we explore the Puerto Rican migratory waves to the so-called mainland and how their unmined American citizenship does not guarantee equality. The US citizenship granted to Puerto Ricans has been a tool of economic organization, always for the benefit of American multinationals. The Commonwealth or territorial situation has destroyed the island economy and food security. The impact of Hurricanes Irma and Maria in 2017 exposed this harsh truth. In this context of climate and political disaster, Inua Luz's work demonstrates one of the truths least circulated by the American press. Puerto Ricans are not waiting to be rescued. They are rising on their own. Puerto Ricans are resilient.
These bodies in motion peruse pews with devotion. These bodies cross aisles in the absence of smiles, across what seems like miles. In the absence of full faces, masked. Mouths are masked, and yet as long as breath breathes, they remain unsilent. And I can't tell through the black coverings and these screens exactly what they are experiencing. And isn't that just what we are experiencing? We can't tell, except that we must. And isn't that precisely our predicament? In the state of prolonged disconnection, we don't fully know how the parts of the body are being affected or being perfected. But could our petition, our prayer be our instrument, and our bodies our invitation? And having been called in this time to turn, could our pirouette then become a site of our plea, and our plie a site of our perseverance? And can our kneel at the altar offer a refuge from grief? And could our beret a quick transfer of the weight that we carry as we take our walks and our runs? And would that make our releve a step towards liberation, ascending? Perhaps we're always at a space where we could be altered, that healing and transformation could take place anywhere as long as we attend. but I just want to offer that as a first or second response.